Welcome back, citizens. Today we've got the Prowler in the store as before, saving you $30 right off the top. Reclaimer and C2 are pretty much the best choices. Most likely a lot of you are going to go with the C2 because it's had a Warbond CCU itself recently, so that makes a pretty good path. But we do have a new one today, and it's a lower priced one. Not perfect and not super low priced, but it's better than the $200 and plus ones that we've been seeing here. We have the Spirit C1, again, another repeat. It seems like they're really trying to sell the hell out of this ship. It's had a Warbond CCU, it seems like nearly every other month since its release. It's been crazy. This thing's always up. Saving $10 right off the top here. The problem with this one, and I'm going to dig a little deep on this one because it's one of those Warbonds that, yeah, if the C1's your final ship, it's good to have another $10 discount right at the end. So I grabbed this footage from last year's Foundation Festival event. There was this Warbond for the Freelancer, and it was one of the best Warbond CCUs I've ever seen as far as packing the value in. It wasn't the best discount. It was only a $10 discount, but it gave you a full set of gear with it. It was a full set of aerial armor and a backpack and all sorts of other stuff. It was very cool. The problem is, this was the only time the Freelancer has ever had a Warbond CCU, at least the standard Freelancer. That doesn't really make it any better or worse, although when they did have it, it was a fantastic deal. There's no guarantee that it's ever going to come back, and it was one time. This is one of the oldest ships in the verse, and it's only had a single Warbond sale. So I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, and if you did get it, obviously grab that Freelancer to C1 upgrade for sure, because it makes a whole lot of sense. If not, we look through these other ships. The Cuddy Black, same boat. I think this ship is so popular, or at least has been in the past, that they're just never going to offer it in a Warbond CCU. Now watch me eat my words. Come Invictus, they have it run for the whole damn event or something, which would be amazing. Don't get me wrong. I would love to have a Cuddy Black Warbond CCU. That'd be fantastic. I think that would help a lot of people complete a bunch of chains in the middle tier, get into whatever ship they're going to eventually have down the line. But again, never had a Warbond CCU for the standard Cuddy Black. I think the red has had one and the blue had a freebie way back when. And the steel as well, but never the Cuddy Black. So moving on from that, the Buccaneer, another cool ship that definitely needs to get a gold pass to help it compete for the future. Hopefully that'll all happen after they do master modes and rebalance weapons and armor and all that other stuff. But again, this ship, I actually still like the Buccaneer. It's one of my favorites for some silly reason. But yeah, no Warbond CCU ever in its past. Just hasn't happened. It's been around forever as a ship, and it's never actually had a Warbond. Crazy. A Warbond CCU, to be specific. Going down the list again, Gladius Valiant. This is, I don't know if it's a limited edition ship, but it's not always around. So it's never a good choice if it's not one of these ships that's always around. And again, it's never had a Warbond CCU. Same as the Pirate down here, the Gladius Pirate. First off, it's an exceedingly rare ship. They'll probably make it more widely available in the future, but really it's just a paint scheme when it comes down to it, because all these ships are reconfigurable based on weapons and equipment and gear and whatnot. So, but if you did want to buy this outright, it's difficult to get, and it wouldn't matter for our purposes because it's never had a CCU in the Warbond space. Moving down the list, Best in Show, rare ship. A limited edition ship, I guess I should say, because this was a Best in Show for 1 year. I don't even remember what year it was. Probably 2018, 19 or something like that. Anyway, not going to have a Warbond CCU on this one, guys. The Centurion has had Warbond CCUs. That's the closest one. In fact, that's the only ship in the $110 price range, besides that single Freelancer Warbond, out of all of these that's actually had a Warbond CCU. It was back in 2022. I think I picked up 2 of them, and it's helping me along in my chains. So if it were me and I didn't already have one of these upgrades, I would grab this one. And actually, I don't know if I need it, but yeah, if I'm gonna pick one up, I got to go look at my chains. this is the exact one I would pick up. However, if you don't already have the Centurion, again, we're talking about a 2-year cycle here, and it's only ever had one. It's not maybe the best choice. Going down the stack, if you're really trying to maximize the savings, that makes sense, but you have to have the Centurion Warbond or have it come back. Or, again, have any of these other ships actually hit the Warbond CCU docket. So going down the stack again, just to the next price point here, the M50 and the Hawk and the Storm AA, they're all $100 ships. So you'd spend 15 to save 10, right? I don't like that ratio. I don't like spending more than you're saving in any of the CCU chain links, right? It screams bad deal to me based on things we've seen in the past. So the M50, again, a terrible choice because it's never actually had a Warbond CCU. It's just never happened. So it's in the same league as the Cuddy Black and the Buccaneer and the Freelancer. All those are if you're going to bet on one of those coming up, might as well do one of these lower priced changes for a $5 CCU to try and keep the savings low. The Hawk, however, has had at least one Warbond CCU, and it was this year, so it was recent. But looking back over its history, it's never had another one. It's only had the one that happened this year. So if you already have this one, you can lock in your savings right now by spending 15 to save 10, or you can speculate that something like the Freelancer or Cuddy Black or Buccaneer will come up in at least some point before you want to complete your chain and just use that. Or look, if you've got, let's see what's over here. Freelancer. Where'd it go? There's a Freelancer. So also, again, if you previously purchased the Hawk Warbond CCU, it's $10 to get to the Freelancer, which is, again, the same $15 to get from the Hawk to the C1. So if that's your path anyway, this could make sense. It's just one more jump for you. Or you could just go straight from the Hawk. Again, remember here, we've got the Hawk and then the Freelancer, which is $10. And then we would go to the C1 with a Warbond to, and again, this is $15. And then to the Freelancer, which is another $5. So it's 10 plus 5 or just 15 in a single. It's really up to you how you get there, but it's basically the same amount of money because one of them's a Warbond and one of them is not. So again, if you're trying to maximize savings and you can play the long game and you have patience and you don't need to, for whatever reason, complete your chain right now or within the next month or something, then just get the Freelancer or the Cuddy Black or the Buccaneer. I think those are all equal choices, right? The only benefit to the Centurion would be that A, you may already have it in your stable and it's a no-brainer. I don't even need to tell you that. If you already have the Centurion, pick it. That's what makes sense. But it seems like if a vehicle or ship has had a Warbond CCU in the past, they tend to have them again. It may take a while, but they will generally have them again in the next couple years or something. It's just how it works, and I think they cycle through them. Somebody spoke briefly about that on one of the, I don't know if it was Inside Star Citizens or one of the other SIG-based videos that came out in the last month or so, but one of the gentlemen on there was he headed up this whole the storefront and how ships are sold and whatnot, and he briefly spoke about it. I wish he'd given us more info about how they choose these ships. It would be great information to have, but again, so the Centurion technically, I think, is more likely to come up, but it's been since 2022. It's been a while. So I don't know how realistic it is that that's going to come back. And I don't know if it's a higher likelihood to come back versus having one of these hit a Warbond CCU for the first time. I just don't know. And I wish I knew how to calculate that, but I just don't. So 2 ways to do it. For me, obviously, I already have the Centurion. I'm going to pick up one of these if if I actually need this link in one of my chains. For those of you that have been playing this year, you would have the Hawk, so you might as well just grab that. To be quite frank, you can lock in your savings now. You don't need to worry about it, and it's done. Versus trying to go the speculative route of one of these random 3 or even 4, because the Gladius Valiant isn't super rare, but these guys are always around. These 2 ships are some of the first 2 ships that the game even had, the Freelancer and the Cuddy Black. And I think they've both gone through at least 3 iterations that I can think of. Maybe just 2. And the Freelancer is going to get a complete rework anyway. But I digress. If you're going to speculate, I'd probably go with the Cuddy Black. Who the hell knows? Maybe they'll discount it at one point. Or go with the Hawk for a surefire savings. So that's my recommendation. Hope it helps. I almost forgot to include the Overdrive Initiative referral bonus. So up until May 2nd, they will be giving you a referral bonus as I think it's just a thank you for folks that are playing the CCU game, because I haven't been made aware of a free fly that is occurring. So yeah, I think it's just for folks like us playing the CCU game that may be using that 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th account to add on to, and it looks like we'll get a new P52 Merlin for free as part of it. Again, I don't think there's a free fly this weekend or anything. I could be wrong. I don't pay super close attention to all the news going out about the game, except all the awesome stuff that's going to be launching soon in the next major patch. Maybe I'll go over that in another video. But anyway, the P52 is a decent starter ship to start any chain with. It's a $25 ship. I think the only actual ship that's cheaper than that is the Aurora ES, maybe. So you can basically use this in any chain in the game. Again, it's only $25 to start, but hey, you're starting off a chain by saving $25. That's pretty fantastic in my book. Just want to let you guys know about that. And I think that's it for me. Nothing major to report, nothing else cool in the store that's going on. So yeah, I guess that's it for me. Thanks, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Zi-Tek out.